Something that's very dear and important to me is government working together. And that's going to be my focus today, is to talk about that and talk about how important it is, and also to see what fruit has been benefited in this short time by doing this. I'm also going to talk about several projects throughout Hamilton County. As I shared with many of you, I've already deleted probably 20 slides. There's just so many things going on, but I'm really proud to talk about some of the ones that we've done up here and we're getting ready to do in northern Hamilton County, because I really have tried to focus a lot of my attention up here with Sheridan, Cicero, Heirbrandt, and Arcadia areas. And we'll talk about them, and then we'll have some time for questions. A little bit about myself. I've been in Hamilton County for, gosh, probably 23 years now. I lived in Noblesville, Carmel, and I reside now in Westfield. And, you know, my wife, I've had a wife for 24 years. Don't know what I'd do without her. I have 3 great boys. Blake is 21. He's in his 3rd year of college, doing great. And then I have twins that are at Westfield High School, Ethan and Evan, and they're big into soccer. One thing that's a little unique about myself is I'm an identical twin. And I have twins, and my twin brother has triplets. So that's stuff big time. But it's fun, just a quick funny story is that when I was getting ready to be sworn in, one of the other fellow commissioners, Christine Altman, my twin brother, was standing out in the lobby, and she came and put her arm around him and goes, "You ready for this?" And he's going, "What?" We looked at alike. You know, I talked to him probably 4 or 5 times a day. It's just one of those bonds. So anyway, what I do is I kind of knew what I was getting into when I ran in this caucus, because the last 15 years I've called on commissioners, council, mayors throughout the whole state of Indiana. So been very, very involved in that industry. So I know about everybody from the northern part to the southern part of Indiana. So I knew what some of those responsibilities were. But I will tell you, Hamilton County is totally different. A lot of stuff going on here, and we're really blessed. I'm very blessed to have this opportunity to serve here in this community. What I do in my work is, when I work with these local municipalities and counties, is I go in and I really look and look at their financials, try to find ways to help them save money, and do improvements to their facilities such as lighting, heating, air conditioning, and do all of that studying. I do a total utility analysis of what's going on in the buildings, as well as I try to get grants, any type of utility incentives to help offset those costs, to do improvements to facilities such as county buildings, city, wastewater treatment projects, and things like that. I first was appointed here through the Board of Works. Had the opportunity to work with Todd Bertrand in the city of Westfield. Mayor actually came to me and appointed me. I was there on that board for 6 years, and boy, did we go through a lot, and it's continually, I'm happy to say, to see the growth that continues there. A lot of that started with the utility sale that we did there, and spent well over a year helping in the negotiation of that to make that happen. I'm also very, very involved in the Association of Indiana Counties, the Indiana Association of County Commissioners, and I also sit on the Indiana Association of Cities and Towns board and have for several years. Let's talk about how I got here, because you never saw me on the ballot. What happened is Doug Carter, and many of you know him, very good friend of mine, well liked here throughout the community. He had been elected as commissioner in 2012 in November, and all of a sudden he calls me. I got a call, and he said, "Mark," he goes, "I want you to know that I've talked to several elected officials throughout the county, and I think that you would be great at this position. I'm going to encourage you to run." And I literally sat back thinking, where in the world did this come from? And I said, "Listen, Doug," I mean, this is what I said, "I got to talk to my wife about this. Is a huge responsibility." And he says, "Call me Monday." Okay. So very blessed. My wife said, she told me to go for it. And she says, I think you do a good job at it. So with that, I was elected in a caucus on January the 26th. I was sworn in on the 28th, and I attended my first commissioner meeting. So happened quick. Who are our commissioners now? In the middle is Christine Altman. Christine serves the Carmel area, Clay Township. Steve Dillinger's been with us since 1989. Brings a wealth of knowledge, as well as Christine. And I'm very blessed to have them here to nurture me, because there are just so many hats that you wear as a county commissioner, as we will go over. And obviously, I represent Adams, Fall Creek Township. You can see the whole northern part of Westfield. I have a lot of area that I serve. Some of our responsibilities: Board of Commissioners, we are the executive and administrative authority for the county. We maintain, we control, we supervise all the county buildings. There's about 33 buildings that we're responsible for. We audit, we authorize all the claims against the county. We receive, bids. We authorize contracts. We're responsible for a lot of construction, maintenance of the county roads and buildings here in the county. We also appoint several county township officials too. We provide services to our veterans. As a matter of fact, this is growing, and we just hired someone full time to help to serve our veterans that serve our country. We just hired someone for this next year to take on more responsibility. We oversee public health, drainage board. Half of my calls that I get is on drainage. And it's very complicated too. I thought I knew a lot about drainage when I was at Westfield, but boy, totally different in county business. We operate the county fairgrounds. We're responsible for that. We oversee in conjunction with the jail, the community corrections, sheriff's office over there, as well as all the parks and the animal shelter. We also own Riverview Hospital. So a lot of stuff going on. And I have to remind you, this is a part-time position. So I can tell you that, and many of you that know, I probably spend at least 40 hours a week. And then I have a full-time job too. A lot of stuff going on in this county. My theme today is government working together to accomplish great things. And I'm very passionate about this. As I mentioned before, I travel the state, I work with communities throughout the state. And the one thing that I will tell you is the communities that stand and work together, they do accomplish great things. They're the ones that are the most successful. We're going to talk a lot about that today and why that's important. Some of the people that serve you, I think that is important to mention. Our county council that you see up here on the top, they fund a lot of our projects. They're a very important part of county government. I put some of the photos of Luke Kinley, Susan Richardson, Senator Buck. You've got Eric Turner, who is just left, and we're going to have someone fill his seat through a caucus here, along with Susan Brooks. And I put Susan Brooks on here too, because I deal with a lot of these people, and as well as your people here that represent your community from the town council that work very hard to help serve this community. And they've got some challenges ahead of them, and they've got some important decisions to make here, but it's important that they all work together. Susan Brooks, I can tell you as we go through some of these projects that she's been instrumental, very instrumental in helping me to get funding on some of the projects that I've been working on. Let's talk, since it's almost winter and we're going to be getting some snow and ice here. I just want to talk a little bit about, sorry to interrupt your dinner there, but last year was something, nobody anticipated happening. We had a massive winter storm, totaling over 55 inches of snow, 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts, heavy drifting, especially throughout some of these rural areas. It's minus 15 below zero, 30 below on the wind chill. I gotta share this because someone just talked to me about Tom Seaback and that they just met him. This guy is just awesome. Does a fantastic job, keeps us all updated on what's going on weather-wise for emergency management, with tireless hours to keep you safe here. I wanted to show you this picture here because in emergency operations, when we had a county emergency and all the buildings are closed, these are all people from all the different communities that have come together down in the basement of the county jail. And everybody is working because people don't realize that you have dialysis patients that you have to get to the hospital that have to have that treatment. We had dispatchers that had to be into work, so we had to go get them on there. There's a lot of things that people don't really understand when we have a disaster, but all these people working together. Some even spent the night there. Many of them did. We declared a disaster declaration. It was over $1 million just in funding that was needed just for snow removal. And we just filed that. And as a matter of fact, I think just yesterday it was in the paper, today or maybe it was in the paper, but we did get that, we got 80% of that back, which was awesome. On our second time, we didn't give up. We were going after it. Government working together. Another challenge is for public safety. We just had all of our radios and our communication systems were failing. We had different types of, when we did a consolidation, we had different types of equipment. It really put some of our public safety people in very vulnerable positions because, especially over in the Carmel area, we'd go down the basement area and they'd lose coverage. Really puts those people in a difficult situation. We worked together with all the municipalities throughout the county and the county council to help fund something that was very, very important on the public safety side was to get new radios up here. And we were able to help some of the smaller communities up here with funding that just don't have the money to get them on the same system so that we could all work together on this. $9 million, we put 4 new towers up, a big, big project, but it's a major step that we needed to take for public safety. It's becoming more and more important here throughout our areas. 8 towns, all the leadership working together, and it took a lot of people to get this thing done, and I'm happy to say that everyone realized the importance of it and we got it done. Let's talk a little bit about some proposed projects and something that you're probably seeing in the paper here just recently that I've really tried to spearhead because I understand the importance of the public safety is we're looking at putting a training facility in Hamilton County. Now, everybody has a budget throughout the state for training for their public safety people, but I have to tell you, I would encourage every elected official to go through the fire training and the EMS training and working with jaws of life to get people out of cars. I got to experience that through training. It's a whole day. It really opened my eyes on what these guys do out there. And when I look at funding some of these things, that it weighs heavy in my heart too, because I know what those guys are going through now. We're very blessed because Westfield had went through and they had attained about 96 acres along with Citizens Energy Group over in Noblesville off of River Road. This is the proposed. We're looking at putting a shooting range in there for our public safety people. It'll probably be open to the public, although none of that has been finalized yet. We're also, you see that wiggly line in there, that's an EVOT course because all of our public safety people drive all the time, and that's probably one of the most dangerous things that they do is navigate through traffic and everything. And so on that training, along with deep diving that we have and a flowing river, the White River there for emergency rescue. So I mean, this place has it all. Right now, we're looking at about a $3 to $4 million investment to start this. The projections have been it could be somewhere around 12, 13 million by the time that it is done. But there's still some discussions that have to be made. We had a meeting with all of the local municipalities, the councils, mayors, elected officials. I will tell you that it was monumental because all the mayors were there. Almost every representative from a council in Hamilton County showed up in Carmel, Westfield. The whole topic of discussion there was, wow, I cannot believe that we've got this many public officials here in support of this. The county council is going to have to make a decision whether they want to fund this at all for our public safety people that's going to be coming up. Another example where we're all working together to try to accomplish one common goal. There's been a lot of discussion about, Hamilton County obviously is the fastest growing county in the state, and sometimes even in the country. With that, we have some offices that are just, we're packed, and we're going to have to expand. We've got pressure in regards to the judges to build more courts, and with that, we're looking to expand onto the back of our building here. On the back of the building, you'll see we also have Riverwalk, which is a path that will combine or paths throughout Noblesville, also to the new park that will be across the river, and a bridge to connect all of this along with the firefighters memorial that will set back in this area. We've already selected a firm to do this, and we're in the very beginning stages of designing and looking at what the cost may be and how we're going to fund that. Something that just came up, and it really kind of threw a lot of counties and local government for a spin, but just this last year, we're going to be somewhat mandated to look at level 6 prisoners, and we're going to, after June of 2015, we're going to have to figure out, they're going to send them to us. And so with that, we are not going to have enough capacity in our jail. And so we have hired a firm to look at what we can do to plan for this phase and prepare as we have to get ready for this House bill that's coming through. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the highway projects. I'll also talk about some of the drainage projects here in the county. One of the things that I first started working on when I came here, and I got to tell you, I'm really proud about what's happened with this, because I spent a lot of time up in northern part of Hamilton County because I see tremendous opportunity up here. I met with Beck's Hybrid. They told me about they really need for semi-traffic and economic development. They need to be able to widen 276th Street through here, and we want to put together a thoroughfare plan to get from 31 all the way over to State Road 19. There's a lot of area for economic development that could be up here. I was able to get about $3.5 million of federal funding. We're in the process now of getting ready to start widening the road and improve the drainage there on that side. This is what this would look like, and we work with Beck's quite a bit because of all the semi-trucks that are working on there. But 276th Street, we're looking to connect this, a thoroughfare plan, all the way over to State Road 19. This is in the very, very beginning phases. Funding, really have no idea how we're going to do this yet, but we'll figure out a way. But this will benefit the economic development of Beck's and any other businesses that will be up there in that area. 236th Street, it's really excited to get this along with, there's two pieces of this. It was about $14.9 million that we were able to get. Spent a lot of time with NDOT, drove them up here to see this and why it was needed, especially for economic development in the Sheridan area, as well as in Cicero on 236th Street. We were able to get, just for the Sheridan piece on 236th Street, $6.1 million for this particular project. So we're going to widen it. It's going to improve a lot of drainage. It's going to go all the way to Bridge 201, which I believe is Peters Branch, a creek or something like that. It's over there. But was excited to get this. This is the Cicero piece that we're going to widen. Look at putting bike lanes and everything through here, as well as make a possible roundabout at Toll Gate to expand that. We're not giving up there. We're going to continue to get the rest of this done, as well as an interchange off of 31 here to increase the economic development potential here. State Road 37, I know several of you have heard this. This is a major project, a lot of congestion on 37. Instead of NDOT owns this road and maintains it, the county wants to take control over this locally. And one of the reasons we do is because we value those businesses that are on that corridor, and we want to be able to let the businesses have input on how we develop this area. We've got some conceptual drawings that are right here, as though this is in the beginning phases. That is 146th Street and 37. And you'll see Allisonville Road, we're doing the same thing there because it's just getting extremely congested. 146th Street, again, what that might look like, as well as that's Allisonville Road and 146th Street. As you can see, this is tailored towards the Keystone Avenue project, which has been extremely successful and vital to Carmel. That is 126th Street. I'm showing what it might look like if we move forward with this project. State Road 32 bypass near Noblesville, something that's been talked about for years, but the traffic continues to get worse as we're a growing county, especially with semis. We're looking at the possibility of taking a bypass off of State Road 19 and 32 to Pleasant Street, building a bridge. This is Hay to increase that corridor and take semis and things like that that are not going to go into downtown Noblesville and congest that area. A lot of stuff still going on there. We're going to talk about Sheridan here for a little bit. This is something that you guys know that the drainage issue up here is absolutely horrible. It really affects the development and the growth here for Sheridan. It was something that I could see that was very passionate with the council when I first came up here, as well as the community. We have put together a collaborative team of some council members, some community people, as well as our surveyor's office, the contractor that was just doing the evaluation on it, along with myself. And we have made a lot of progress on this development. And we're going to get these things done. It's going to take some time, but be patient, because I can tell you right now, we're going in the right direction to get it done. Streamlined stabilization project here in Sheridan. As you see right over here, there's, I think this is the Simmons right here, but what happens is you're getting a lot during heavy rainfall, you're getting water that is overcoming the road here on 6 Point Road. There's got to be some stabilization that's got to happen right here. We're working with the highway department along with the drainage board to try to get this funded right now. We already have a solution that can help benefit that area. I'm going to talk a little bit about Cicero too. And I only put this one up here only because I can't stand it when somebody says to me, well, we can't do it. And they said it's impossible. Those were all the words that were used on this particular project. And I can tell you that we're going to overcome it. And it's because we kept putting a lot of pressure on some utilities and things like that to get this thing done. It's A.F. Ingerman Drain. It's in the southern part of Cicero. There's always been drainage issues over there. They've never been able to develop it. And we were able to negotiate through one of the utilities to go underneath this pipeline, this gas pipeline, to mitigate all that water that's going to be there. And this could be big for Cicero in regards to future development. Elizabeth Lynch Drain, Wilson Nagel up in Arcadia, they also have flooding issues. We are working, putting together a committee of council people, local people in the community, and the surveyor's office to work together to make something happen. We're at the point where we've got the study, we're ready to implement the study. I'm telling you, if we didn't push this stuff doesn't get done. And we're making significant progress in helping those smaller communities up in Arcadia and Atlanta and Sheridan. Let's talk a little bit about something that's kind of dear to my heart, as well as I know it is Todd Patron's too, is Grant Park. What I see here is I see a tremendous opportunity for Sheridan. And this is going to change everything in Sheridan. And it's already starting to. Traffic, especially people from Chicago that are coming down here, that are trying to get to this park. I mean, at one time there was a figure that there were, I believe, 93 or 94 teams that came. 92 of them were from out of state. Talk about an economic development driver. This is way up there. Took a lot of bold decisions from the city of Westfield, and I commend Andy Cook for taking that leap and standing by it, because he's got the right infrastructure in place to make this thing thrive. You're going to see some of the numbers here. There's already been 906,000 visits already to the park. The Sports Commission only envisioned in the first year about 300,000. So it's far exceeded those expectations. But one of the things that had to happen to make this a year-round and get economic development to happen up in this area is it had to be really 12 months a year. So they went ahead through private development and public funding to put together indoor facilities that's going to enhance that development, and they're in the process of doing it. It's going to be a game changer here, as well as Chatham Hills development that's going to happen with the higher end homes. I can tell you, Steve Hinkey, he does it right. Good man. He will. That will make you guys proud. That addition is going to be very beneficial to the continued growth that's going to come up here. I wanted to show you this because we just got this yesterday. And I have to say I'm very proud of this, but you know, some people lead by fear. And as many of you that know me, I'm a very faith-based person. I let faith drive what I do. My faith in God, my faith in humanity, my faith in doing the right thing, and my faith in all of the leadership throughout this county. And what people really need to understand is collaboration is the key to this. And we need to work together. People ask me all the time, they say, well, what's your biggest frustration that you've had to deal with over the last 2 years? And I tell them, I said, you know, it's the negativity and the grudges that were held from the past. I really don't care about what happened in the past. I'm ready to move forward. I really don't. Many of you know me. If somebody talks negative about, I kind of change the subject because there's just no place for that. Not in my life, not in my kids. I try to teach them that, but especially not in local government because you can't get anything done. But a win for us is a win for all of us. We just got this award yesterday from the Indiana Association of County Commissioners. And one of the best projects is for best teamwork of county commissioners working together to make something happen. Let me explain this project because it's unheard of. And many people afterwards said, man, I can't believe you guys did this. This is unbelievable. Ivy Tech, we were looking to put higher education into Noblesville. Know the importance of higher education. We had a school corporation, Noblesville, that was just busting at the doors. They needed to build a new facility. We had Ivy Tech come up and look at the middle school. They said, man, this is perfect for what we could do. But to make this thing happen, it took a lot of teamwork. Teamwork to get our county council to fund $11.5 million. I think it was a 4-3 vote too, but a lot of work going behind that. It also took the city of Noblesville to invest money, I think $2.5 million. I think we got a unanimous decision on that. Working with the state with Senator McKinley, he pushed through down at the State House, and I commend him for his work on this to make this happen. That had to happen. The other thing that's most important that had to happen is the school needed to build a new facility for their growing student community. And so we had to pass a referendum. And if you guys know how tough that is, but I am proud to tell you from all the lobbying and everything and the community coming together, it took the community to make this happen. It almost passed, it was like 68%, which is absolutely unheard of. But I just want you to think about all the pieces and puzzles that had to happen and the communication that had to happen to make that happen. And it was very, very gratifying to get that award yesterday. And I think that we're going to have more to come because we are going to continue to work hard and work together. This time, it's the end of my presentation. Anybody got any questions? I'll try my best to answer them.
I have a question for you. On one of your slides, I saw some percentage of numbers in the prison population. I think it was 123%.
Correct.
Was that correct? And then you said I don't know who they are, I'd like clarification on that, are going to be sending them, I assume prisoners, into Hamilton County. Did I understand that correctly?
That is correct.
And you said they're level 6. That's
Level 6.
murders,
someone that's somewhat, I don't want to call it a petty crime, but it's a felony. Okay, it's one of the lowest, levels, and they used to have 4 levels, A, B, C, and D, and now they extended it to 6. And so, from my understanding, what the state did is they decided that the level 6, anyone that was starting in June of 2015, anybody that has to stay for over 90 days, something like that, incarcerated, they will go to the county rather than go to the state correctional facility. So, in regards to those numbers are based off our 2013 population. And, right now I think that we're somewhere around 80% capacity. So we got to, just like other counties, we got to move quick, on this. But we do want to take our time to make sure that we study this, to make sure that we're using the taxpayer money as most efficient as we can.
So these convicted criminals are from the county or from outside the county?
It could be from outside the county, from what I understand, it could be. Yes?
Hey, Mark, real quick, so on the new training facility,
Yeah.
this is just my own curiosity. A building was built there. Who was running that?
I really have to commend the city of Westville for taking that leadership role and getting that training
That
facility
was there, okay.
implemented. I mean, this thing's been talked about for years, and nothing's never went forward. I mean, City of Westville went, and they have this land now. I mean, and they have graciously came and said, hey, we don't want the credit for this, but this could be a tremendous opportunity for our counties, for our county, all the municipalities to all come together, as well as I know that they're already doing state training there, state police, FBI, EMS. Every county has a budget for training, and we could use this too as an economic development tool to bring in more people here. Yes?
You're talking about road improvements, and I know within the cities and towns, the municipalities are in charge of their streets. At what point do you become in charge of, like, you do some roads within city limits, don't you? Did you do 146th Street?
We did 146th Street in collaboration with Noblesville. And that was a team effort. I wasn't around there when all that happened, but as you can see, if we wouldn't have built that, we're always looking. One of the biggest things that's tough as county commissioners is anticipating all the growth that's coming here, as well as the municipalities. And I think that in the past and also now, we're looking at 7 years. In regards to our population, but in regards to your question, we look at this to benefit, like for instance, State Road 32, you bring it up. There are some state roads. We're working as a county in collaboration with the city of Noblesville on that particular project because, in all honesty, we all have a vested interest in that. We're going to build that bridge. Right now, we have worked with the city to help for the study on that. I think it's a 50-50 split. But I don't know that I can really answer your question. I think that's a great question in regards to when do we step in. I just don't look at that. I really want to collaborate with our local communities, and I'm always asking what can we do to help you and spur development and better serve your community, and just trying to work together to make some of these things fruitful. Thank you for the question. Yes?
236th Street, from the point to 31. I called the state to see if they could fix the intersection at 38 and 47. I haven't seen any action on it. Holes
No
out
comment,
there,
that's
you
the
know.
state.
And I called the county.
And they tell you it's the state?
No, this is about the county road.
Okay.
I asked her when they was going to put the white stripes on the side of the roads after they coated it. And see, when this is December, and they're not on there yet, and that road is a death road in the wintertime. You know, I
understand.
236 street,
Yeah.
from 31 to Sheridan needs to be looked at by them more than they're doing. I've been after them, but I know they got county, but semi after semi after semi goes up and down that road every day, every hour, 24/7.
All I'll ask you is after this, I'd like to talk to you, get some more information, and I'll make calls down to the state to see, I'll try my best. I'm glad that you asked that question, because the one thing, some people are afraid to ask questions, and the one thing that I always try to tell my kids and teach everybody is that, and there's a lot of things that I can do for you, but one thing I can't do is I can't read your mind. And as long as you communicate with me and tell me what you want, I'll try my best to help you. And so sometimes we have some citizens out there that, I just had one at the drainage board meeting that told me, he says, I've been paying this $2 fee on this drain for so many years, and, I'm pulling the limbs out of this thing, and I wonder what I'm paying for. And I said, well, how many times have you called the surveyor's office? Well, I never did. I said, well, the call will help you. Try our best to.
Thank you for all you've done already.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
So when does your term begin, the election and all that?
It is in 2016 is when I will run again, and I do plan to run again in 2016.
What about the other two commissions? Same time?
Steve Dillinger, if he decides to run, he will run again in 16. Christine Altman went unopposed this year, and so she's ready to serve another 4 years. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your attention.